What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. So the other day I revealed to you all that my son has autism, right? My son is 2 years old and he has autism. And I made a video just discussing it and discussing how we found out or figured out that he was dealing with autism, so on and so forth, and him getting diagnosed and how we felt about it, so on and so forth. You can check back in my videos for that, man. But I really wanted to talk about what I've learned from parenting a child with autism, right? I've learned a lot from parenting a child with autism. I have two children. I have a 12-year-old daughter and I have a 2-year-old son, right? And I've learned a lot from being a parent to my daughter when I was 18 years old, when she was born. But I would say with my son, man, it's really taught me a whole lot of things that in ways that I never thought I could grow in certain areas, right? You can grow in certain areas, but it's like when your child is dealing with, your child has special needs, it triggers something inside of you in a lot of different ways, man. It triggers something inside of me and his mother both. One thing for sure, man, like parenting a child with autism has taught me a lot of patience, right? For the most part, I've had a good amount of patience with my children in a lot of areas. Recently, again, my daughter's about in that preteen stage, so I've kind of waned off the patience with certain stuff a little bit, and I gotta get back better with that. But when she was going through her childhood, I was very, very patient with her, doing homework, learning, and understanding things. But with my son, like I said, he has autism. I learned patience in a different way. I learned that things are not going to change overnight. Improvements don't happen over one night or one therapy session. I told you all my son, he does 3 therapies a week. And then every other week he has another therapy, which is his nutrition, right? Because my son, as one of my subscribers talked about, sometimes children with autism, they're picky with food. And I think it's him being a kid. Because his autism with food, sometimes it triggers him not wanting to, like, he can like something one day, like something for a whole week. Next week, he might not like it. With fries, the texture not right. He might not, he don't like how they feel. He'll throw that down on the floor and get another one, right? He'll throw it on the ottoman and say, I don't want that, I get another one, right? But yeah, man, so he goes to nutrition as well to, like, help him eat different foods and stuff like that, because some things he just do not want to eat because of the feel, because of the touch. So we go through nutrition to help him to eat certain things that keep his weight up and so on and so forth and stay healthy. But yeah, man, I've learned that things don't change over 1 week of therapy, 2 weeks of therapy. It's a slow uphill battle. And you'll see the big improvements, the big improvements in like the progression, right? I spoke about how my son has progressed tremendously over these therapies, developmental therapy, OT, speech therapy, so on and so forth, right? It taught me that he won't start doing certain things that we want him to do and just that quick. You got to let the small wins count for something. Be happy with the small wins. When he first started giving us eye contact more, when he started to respond to his name more, not all the time. He doesn't do it all the time, but he does it way more than he once did, right? My son is a lot more patient. He can sit through certain things and certain sessions more calmly. He'd be able to sit down and sometimes stay with you while you're doing certain things rather than trying to drift off and want to not. Because at first, my son wanted no parts in a lot of the things they had going on, right? Unless it was something that triggered him. Like, so they use through the therapies, and I'll show you all. I'll record some of the therapy sessions and put them on YouTube with the therapist's permission, of course, right? But they use a lot of toys and things like that to trigger him to do certain things, right? It trigger him to say certain things, to do certain activities, so on and so forth, right? And so at first, he'll do something for a minute and he'll stop. But as time went on, he started to be able to focus more within them. He started to be able to sit with them more, so on and so forth. He started to be able to, put things together versus just breaking them apart. He just started trying to put certain things together, put things on certain things. He just wanted to take things apart at one point. So now he's starting to put things, to stack things or put something on top of another thing, so on and so forth, right? And I'm happy with that. Because I remember at one point, it was he didn't even want to go up the stairs at one point. it was it was frustrating for him, right? I mean, he would just go through the motions. A lot I'm talking about have a fit. We're going to step upstairs through the help of my sister, just pushing him through it, and also with the help of therapy. He go up the stairs like it's nothing now, right? He got a slide. He goes up down the stairs, goes up the stairs, come down with the quickness, right? Now he's allowing us to do hand over hand things. He hated hand over hand, everything but hand over hand at one point. We're still working with him with trying to use the hand over hand to stimulate feeding himself, because he'll feed himself the finger stuff without question, but the spoon and stuff he be wanting us to, me and his mom, like, give it to us to do, right? And a lot of that we have to push through, hearing him cry, to just keep going, right? And so it just teaches you a lot of patience. Him being able to sit down and carry out tasks and do things and make the eye contact and do things routine over and over, that's a win for us, because some things he just did not want to do. He do it one time, he's done with it. And he's doing it, he's making so much progress, y'all. I promise y'all, man. Like, all different type of things that he was not wanting to do now, or was not trying to do, he's doing it now. And I'm just so happy, right? Parenting a child with autism has taught me the importance of routine. You know, when my daughter was young, we would do things in routine, but it wasn't really as much as it should have been sometimes, right? And even with my son, it's not as much as I should be at times. But I see results when I do things with routine with him. When it comes to brushing his teeth, putting him on the potty, when it comes to, going up some stairs. And again, I wasn't the best at routine with the stairs, but my sister taught me the importance of it, right? Just keep trying over and over again. Let him go up his slide over and over again. Hold his hand, guide him through it. Just take him through it. And eventually it'll become more muscle memory for him, and he'll get used to doing it so much, he won't mind it, right? And I had to let that routine come into play with a lot of those things. And so now he can do certain things, and he's not as livid about doing it. You know, he knows it's coming. He might whine a little bit, but he gets through it. And so that's why routine is important, you know, with that, because that's how they'll understand things and get things. His mother, you know, I speak like his mother, man. I promise y'all, I speak a great deal about his mother, how important she's been through this journey with our son. His mom, I'm telling you, she can get him to say things and do things I can't. He eats better with me. You know, she calls him my bestie because he loves running up under me and running towards me and jumping all on me and stuff, because he was with me at home while his mom was going to work and so on and so forth, right? But the way she instills certain things in him, with repeating certain things in colors, right? And the speech therapist taught us to narrate certain things. Hey, Malcolm, you picked up the red block. You picked up the green block. You picked up the purple. That's the purple block. That's purple. Oh, man, Malcolm. Oh, you're going down the slide. You're going up the slide, and you're going down the slide, so that he can understand what he's doing and he can process that better, right? And so with us keep doing and narrating certain things in routine, he's picked up on certain things. That's why I told y'all, you know, my son, he babbles a lot. He doesn't really speak. He'll say mama, dada, but he'll say some words here and there. She taught him how to say up and down. He going up the slide, he'll say up. And go down, he'll say down. She, you know, like, promise you the other day, and I said this in my other video, the narration, the repetition, we use Miss Rachel a lot. Miss Rachel on YouTube is excellent with the kids, right? He loves her, right? And then we reinforce it with certain narrations of certain colors and certain stuff, right? And for a while, my son never was saying colors. He'll say one color. He'll say it one time. You keep saying it. He said yellow before. He said blue before. He said green before. We had to just keep saying it. And I thought at that point, even when he said it, those times, he's only saying it because he's hearing us say it, right? I kid you not, y'all. We went through the developmental therapy, and it was this exercise, and I said it in my other video. You putting some things, it's like putting these colorful little sticks in the ladybug's back. He picking up each color. He picked up the red when he just says red. Nobody's telling him what the color is. Nobody's telling him what to say. He says red, picks up the blue one. Blue, green, yellow, pink. You go on like he did about 5 or 6 colors. And this is coming from a kid who we never heard say these words on his own. We didn't even know he was registering that certain colors were certain things. But he shocked us out of the blue. right? And then I think it was that routine of doing this in therapy, doing it with me and his mom reinforcing it over and over again. And then we watching showing him that on TV with Miss Rachel and Gracie's Corner, so on and so forth. It's triggering him to say these things, right? And man, it's brilliant to see. Through parenting, I'm getting, a little choked up a little bit, but through parenting a child with autism, man, I really learned that teamwork with the other parent is so important, y'all. Teamwork and parenting is important in general. It really is, and I can't stress that enough. But when you're a child has special needs, that teamwork is it's essential. Okay? Me and his mom, man, and I gotta get better in certain areas. But man, me and his mom, some days she gotta do some work. She work from home. We both do. I gotta sit through the therapy session. Some days some days she'll sit through it, she'll do it by herself. I gotta do some work, right? Certain times we might be doing some work at the same time and still be helping to help facilitate the therapy session, help him get through it, right? We understand this is a sacrifice that we got to make for a child that we brought into this world. And so we sit together, hey, come on. She say, okay, well, Malcolm, you get him going with the potty training. She tell me, hey, get him going with the potty training, get him going. Then she'll do it, right? Then she'll read to him. Then she'll tell me, hey, Malcolm, you read to him. I need to start reading to him a lot more. But she reads to him a lot, right? Then she encouraged me to do playtime with him. Malcolm, do playtime with him, right? You play with the toys with him. Teach him what certain things do. Teach him the functions. So when I say vroom, 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 he knows when he got the car, rush the car across the floor because he knows the vroom is to rush the car, right? Teaching him about, it's just certain things he just learned. Trying to teach him how to select because when he wasn't talking, to select, tell us what he wanted. I hold up two different objects. Malcolm, pick one, point, because he wasn't pointing. Which one you want? Point to which one he wants, or grab it rather, right? He doesn't do a lot of pointing, he's really grabbing, but telling us, communicating with us in a way, tell us, hey, this is what I want. I don't want this. I don't want that, right? That teamwork is, man, it has been exactly what we both needed for our son to be where he is now to make these the progress he's made, right? Malcolm, she's telling me, take him up and down the stairs, let him walk, right? And then she'll do it, and then now he's saying, okay, mom and dad got me doing the same thing, so this is something they want me to do, and now he's knowing, okay, I gotta do this. I'm gonna cry, he gonna whine, but we gotta do it, right? Even with his sister, my daughter, right? My daughter, she's been more active with him lately. So it's teamwork with her. Hey, show your brother about coloring. Show your brother, so his mama say, well, Malcolm, get him the coloring book, get him the crayon. Show him how to color. Grab it, do the hand over hand, because now he's more accepting of it. Grab his hand, and then he'll start trying to color on his own, right? Trying to get him going with certain things. And so I have to reinforce it. His mom has to reinforce it. His sister will reinforce it. It's a group effort, man. It takes a village to get our boy to where we want him to be and make these improvements. But that teamwork is so essential, y'all. It really is. Same thing, even communicating certain teamwork things, efforts to my mom, to my sisters, to when he goes to their house. When he's in the home with them, he's coloring. He's trying to eat. My sister, I speak about my sister, Nay, she can, again, I remember trying to get him to go up and down stairs and do certain things and eat on his own, or trying to stimulate him to do certain things. It would get so stressful for me and his mom at times, and we'd be getting overwhelmed because we didn't want to hear him cry, right? Because you don't want to hear your baby crying their heart out. My sister can still be compassionate with him and say, it's okay. She can tune out the crying in a way to get him through the activity, to get him through certain things, right? To have the and that's another thing I was gonna say, resiliency, to keep going through it, no matter if your child is getting a little frustrated, is getting a little hard for you as the parent. My sister, like, come on, Malcolm, come on, going him up the stairs, and he learned to go up them stairs at her home, right? And through the therapy sessions. And so I would say that through parenting a child with autism, I learned the importance of resiliency. There have been times where I didn't necessarily want to take him outside sometimes because I know, oh, he's irritated. He may get irritated if we go outside. And because a child with autism get overly stimulated easily. He may not like the sound, too much noise sometimes. He may too much attention, too many people. He may get frustrated. He might get frustrated at the fact that when we got him walking, he doesn't want to turn back around. He want to just walk in that one direction. So he'll get upset at times and have a fit because he doesn't want to turn around and go to walk the opposite way. And my mother told me we got to push through that, right? His mom told me you got to push through that because we got to get him going. We got to get him going. We got to let him know, hey, we got to get him to where he can get through it. And so at times you can get frustrated. Your child is crying, he getting fussy. You don't want other people staring at you and thinking, oh my God, they can't control their kid, whatever. But our kid, he's a special kid, but he's special in great ways, right? Because he's super smart, y'all. I'm so proud of him. He's super smart, and he's a brilliant child. And I'm gonna have him on my channel a lot more coming up soon. But he's so smart, y'all. Telling you, he's made me grow up in a lot of ways, and even recognize that I have some growing up to do in certain ways to get my son to be where I want him to be, right? And so, yeah, man, my mom like, yo, be resilient. It's okay. It's okay. You try to take him to some ice cream. He might get frustrated with other people. You try. Next time you take him, he might be okay. You might get frustrated at the close to the end of y'all leaving, but it's okay. He's improved. He's done better than he did the last time, right? Next time he goes, he might cry. He might be whining a little bit, not crying, and now he's okay. Now he's getting better and better with every time you try it, right? So repetition and resiliency, pushing through even when the activities get hard for your baby, you getting a little frustrated, and you get frustrated as a parent because it becomes overwhelming. Your baby crying, he's fussy, you're trying to calm him down, you don't want people staring at you, oh my God, the baby crying. You don't want your baby to be too upset, you want to calm your baby, you getting frustrated because your baby is getting overstimulated and he's getting fussy and he trying to make sense of what's going on, and you trying to let him know that you're not trying to make him upset, you're just trying to help him get better, you're trying to help him improve in certain areas and certain things he has to do and he doesn't understand at times. So it can be very, it can be challenging at times. You got to stay resilient, right? I would say parenting a child with autism has taught me the importance of innovation and creativity. I'm not the most creative person in the world. I'm not. His mother, on the other hand, she is. My mother, my sisters are. But his mom is super innovative. And I feel like because we had a child who's on the spectrum, it took her innovation to another level. Making a play center for our son. Getting certain things like a slide and certain stuff, I believe her mom, his grandmother on his mom's side, she got the slide for him, right? But yeah, like making all type of little things for him, and thinking of all different type of activities and toys and fun things to do. Taking him to the park, we finding out he likes to play in water and jump up and down, and she had me get the trampoline for him and stuff like that. We set the trampoline up. It makes you think of certain things. My son liked to jump in the bed a lot. He liked to jump on the ottoman, jump on the couch, and all that, which sometimes finna give me a heart attack because sometimes he just be jumping all the time. But now I just got used to it. The boy like to jump, okay? And I know he careful of trying to fall, But anyway, yeah, man, it increases mother's innovation and creativity to where she has me now wanting to think outside of the box to do certain things, right? Because when your child has certain needs, you got to think outside of the box at times to get them to do certain things you want them to do. We have to sing the brush the teeth song to get him more happy to brush his teeth. We gotta sing certain songs to keep him calm, and when he started getting overstimulated, to kind of relax him and ease him, right? We have to think of certain ways to get him engaged. To get the eye contact we wanted. At times we have to think of certain activities to get him engaged. We had to use certain toys certain things to get him, now to get his eye contact stronger, better, right? Use certain sayings to get him to respond to us and see what we wanted and look our way when we talking to him at certain time, because he can hear perfectly fine, extremely good. Somebody come to the door, he come around the corner. Who is that? Looking around, right? He hears somebody in the bathroom, he gets up. He heard me the other day recording a video. He sleep in the bed. He hear my voice. He gets up, come up in here and see what I'm doing. Come to the table. Y'all see me in the video. He come to the table when I'm making some of the videos sometimes, right? So, yeah, man, it really, you learn to increase creativity and innovation for sure, man. I've learned to prioritize, and one thing I learned, I prioritize a lot of things a lot better. I learned to prioritize work duties and tasks in order to be able to do his therapies during the day. My son go through therapies throughout the week while I'm working, while his mom is working, right? And we both have to prioritize, catch up on work, do certain things early, get certain work done before he wakes up, while he's watching TV, while he's eating or drinking his sippy cup, get certain things done, get certain tasks accomplished, do certain things in a timely manner, right? It's even taught me sometimes to catch up later on in the day, at the end of the workday, to get certain things done so I can prepare for the next day, so that I won't have so much on me while I know I got to take a break for his therapy sessions, right? And these are all things you have to do to make the sacrifices for your child who needs it, right? I've learned what it really means to go above and beyond for your child. I knew about going above and beyond for your child when I was a father to my daughter, right? Because I had her as a teenager, went to college, sending money home to her mom, coming home every break, make sure I'm with her, make sure I'm getting her certain things, making sure she has great Christmases, great life experiences as a child, so on and so forth, right? Making sure she's in a good school and all that. But with my son, I'm really knowing what it means to go above and beyond for your child, right? I got days of nutritionist and all them therapists coming over. You got to clean up. You got to do your work, catch up on work. You got to meet certain deadlines. Then you got to clean up the crib, keep it neat, because you know the therapist finna come over. Then you got to go through the therapy with your child and help them. Some days he might not be feeling it. Got to help him get engaged, and then he get engaged, and you start off a little slow with it. He like, I'm not really feeling it. He start off resisting it a little, right? And then he gets right into it, right? So just you learn to, okay, I got to get this for my son. I got to make sure, and his mother, make sure he's in the right school, make sure she sought these therapy sessions out. She sought these early interventions. She sought that out, right? She filled out all that paperwork to do that and had the patience to sit and do it. And even if it can be grueling, she sat and did it. She sat and said, you know what? I'm going to do this because my son needs this, right? It's times where I say, you know what? I'm gonna work through this. Like, it's something, I gotta go ahead and get this money for my son, and to be able to do certain things services I need him to have. There's certain days, you're like, man, I don't want to have to be in a rush to get this done. I don't want to have to do, but sometimes I gotta go ahead and do it because I know I'm not gonna be able to do it later on during this therapy session when they might be looking for it to be done, and so on and so forth, right? Yeah, man, it just teaches you to go to the next level for your child. And me and his mom, we've learned that to another degree, man. So, you love your children. You cherish them. You praise them. You nurture them, right? And that's what we as parents do. But I feel like, with my son being on the spectrum, and he's a beautiful baby, handsome boy, it really has made me take my parenting up a notch. Improve in a lot of ways, and I'm still improving. I have to improve in a lot more things, y'all. I got to get more consistent. I got to get more consistent with a lot of things. I got to show repetition in a lot of areas, but his growth, the progress he's made has been tremendous, and it has encouraged me to want to do even more. His mom, man, encouraged her to even want to be in that type of field. Because she see what our son goes through. She's seeing the things that he can, he can go through different, like, I'm not feeling that, He gets overstimulated at times. We have family functions. We say, okay, my mama said, you got to bring him out. Come on. Come on, Malcolm. Come on, son. Come on, son. He cry. Take him in the house. We get him going. We can ease him down. He ain't like being around certain people at times. He warms up the people out the wild, bringing them around them more. Bringing them around them more. Letting them play, okay, he played with the little dog. My sister, my oldest sister. She was, her dog, she was here from California. Her dog running around my pops in the house. And the dog licking all over him. He getting used to the dog, getting used to certain people in the family. It takes repetition. It takes resiliency. You got to push through it at times, man. It's not going to change overnight. It's not going to be magic overnight. But the progress is going to show in a lot of ways, right? And my son is way more advanced than he was when he first started. And I'm so proud of that. I'm so proud of him. He's going to continue to make the growth. And I'm optimistic, y'all. Me and his mom, we're optimistic. My mother's optimistic. My sister's optimistic. My brother, my father, everybody's optimistic. His grandparents are from his mom. They're optimistic. Her sisters are all, so this is a team thing, man. And we know our boy is going to improve and he gonna make great strides. He's already made great strides. He's gonna continue to go up, 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 up. And I'm just proud to be his father. I'm proud to be my daughter's father, and I'm proud to be my son's father. And it's the best feeling in the world. Machiavelli Mills TV. I'm out. Peace.